Welcome to Chicks and Tips. I'm Jo.
I'm Emma.
And today we're going to be talking to you about sleeping bags. Woo!
We're all cozy up in here. We are going to be chatting to you about the Riff and the Coda, the two Nemo bags that we have in stock. Their differences, their similarities, and what we love about them. And then some care tips at the end as well, because we always get asked.
Yeah, sounds
nice.
good.
Okay.
So one of the things is just thinking about what you want in a bag. So often people come in and ask and say, oh, I need a new sleeping bag. So some of the questions to think about is like pack size, how small you want it to go down to, what sort of temperatures you want it to go down to as well, but also just knowing that you're always going to have to compromise on something. You're never going to find a bag that packs down, that packs down super tiny and is going to keep you warm to like -20 and take up no space in your bag.
If you find a bag like that, let us know. It's the unicorn bag.
So yeah, there's usually a way up between pack size and how small it goes down to and the weight of it versus the warmth. So sometimes you might be like, cool, I'm just going to go for a summer bag and I know it's going to go down super tiny and I'm not going to worry about what I need for winter. Or if you know that you're buying a bigger, bulkier winter bag and you're going to use it in summer, just know that it's going to take up a bit more space and might get a little bit warm in it, but you just have to make that compromise somewhere.
Yeah, and I've got one sleeping bag and I use it year round and it just works. You know, you find like little tips and tricks. But the reason we love Nemo is because we find that A, they're a really good price, but B, they kind of tick most of those boxes. So they're still super small and lightweight, but they're quite cozy and quite comfortable, and that's because they have a really high loft in them, a really high FP. So yeah, nice.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking to you about the Coda and the Riff. So we've just started them up here. So this side, Emma,
is the Riff. And they come in two different temperature ratings, so like a summer bag and a winter bag. One is a -1 and then one's a -9-ish. They are different based on men's and women as well. So if you're looking at the temperatures online, like the specs, you just want to make sure that you're double checking the temperature is right for you, because women sleep at a colder temperature. So we need a warmer bag to stay at the same temperature. That's right?
Yeah.
Good. Nice. So,
and then I also have the Coda here. So with the Coda, this goes down. There's two options as well. Winter and summer bag goes down to -9 for the winter bag, and then -4 for the summer bag.
yeah, and then a Nalgene for reference.
Yeah, so in terms of pack size, the Coda, this is the -4 one, is kind of sitting around the size of a 1 litre Nalgene bottle.
Yeah, so super small.
So packs down super small, whereas the Riff at the same rating is a little bit bigger in terms of pack size.
Yeah, and the reason for that is the shape. So the Riff is what they call a spoon shape. So it's a little bit wider around the hips and the legs, and that's more comfortable for side sleepers. So you've got a bit more room for your elbows, a bit more room for your hips. I also find that if you get quite claustrophobic in your sleeping bags and you feel like you're being strangled, the Riff is amazing because it gives you that room to spread out. The downside of that is that it's more space, more down, a little bit heavier, and it doesn't pack down as teeny tiny. But that might be a compromise that you're willing to make. And it's so pretty.
And then the Coda, on the other hand, is a mummy shape, so more of the traditional sleeping bag shape. So because of that, it tapers and gets narrower towards the feet, which means that it can pack down smaller. There's not as much material, so you can save a little bit there on weight as well.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Some common features are the thermo gills on the Nemo. And so they're zips on the front of the bags. And so if you did decide to get the warm bag and you're using it in summer, you can vent your hot air out. So if you're quite a warm sleeper, hot and sweaty, you can let all that hardened hot air out. And so that's really handy.
Yeah, and the zips are on the outside, but also on the inside as well. So it gives you a little bit more space too when you open those.
I found that out afterwards. They also use a neck roll. like a draft collar in their bags. So if you find all the cold air seeps in through your neck and your shoulders, this just tucks around your upper body and stops all that hot air escaping. You've got that on both.
Yeah, and it's really plush. That I really like that feature actually.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And I like the size of the hoods on both of the bags because you can actually really comfortably get a camping pillow in there, and it sits really nicely and doesn't roll out and roll around too much compared to other bags that I've had.
Nice. And then feature on both is waterproof foot box and hood. So if you find that your sleeping bag always gets damp because it's pushing up against the ends of your tent, that's just going to help protect the down and make it last a bit longer because you don't want to get your sleeping bags wet. Cool. And then that's it for the similarities.
Yeah, there is. And then there's quite a few differences to talk through.
Yes, cool. I'll go with my Riff first. So some differences. The Riff has a pocket for your pillow, so it's not going to go askew and end up like down by your feet while you sleep. It also has a little secret pocket.
I love that feature.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it's down the side.
It's so secret that I can't find it. But it has a little pocket that you can put like your contact lenses in, or your glasses, or your headphones, or your AirPod case. They just stash away. It's so secret that we can't find it. And then it also has a full length zip. So the zip comes quite far down on the toe box, and you can actually zip the men's and women's together because their zips are on opposite sides. So those are all my Riff features.
Woo!
And now Joe's all cozy in her Coda.
I am. I have this bag. I love it. So one of the things that I love so much about the Coda,
Oh God,
this is literally my favourite thing, is that it has a little zip at the base. So it has a toe box where you can
get your dogs out.
Excuse my socks. You can get your toes out, which is awesome for when you're in the hut and it's really cold. So you can just keep some slippers on and then just like walk around in this and not get the base dirty.
Yeah.
So I also love that because if I get hot as well, I can just stick my feet out the bottom. So that's my favourite feature, I have to say. And then the zip on this one doesn't go all the way down, so it goes down halfway. And it's more on the front rather than at the side. So I find that quite handy for getting in and out without it twisting around to the side too much. And then on this one, it doesn't have the secret pillow pocket that the Riff has, where you can stuff your clothes in if you want to make a pillow. So we don't have that feature on this one. But both of them also have a really good pull. So once you put your hood up, you can pull this up nice and tight around your head and get all snug inside. Yeah, so the Coda comes in a unisex bag. So with that means there's not too many variations. The Riff comes in a men's and a women's. So the ratings, the comfort and limit ratings are different on the Riff because of that, because women tend to sleep at a colder temperature than men. So with the Coda, because it's a unisex bag, you just have to be careful looking at the comfort and the limit ratings because that's just set for the bag. So as a woman, you're going to want to get the higher rating because for the comfort rating of the bag might be like your limit, I suppose, as a woman compared to a man. But then the Coda comes in different lengths. So it comes in a short, a regular and a long length. So that's quite good for those that are taller to get something a bit bigger, and then if you're shorter you can save on that the weight and the pack size by getting the shorter bag. Whereas the Riff comes in the regular and the long.
Yeah, just the two, and then the men's, women's.
Yeah,
Lots of variations.
Yeah, so many.
We love it.
We do. So yeah, that's kind of the features of both bags. And then we just wanted to chat to you about like care and maintenance as well, which is quite a big topic because you spend all this money on a lovely bag and
you want it to last ages.
Yeah, you do. So the biggest thing is the bags tend to come in a sack like this, which is great for storage. So if you're out on your trip already and you get to the hut or the tent, it really makes a difference if you set up your bag a couple of hours before you're going to get in it, because that means that where you've had it all where you've had the bag really compressed when it's been in your pack, it just gives it time for it to start doing its thing and fluffing out and becoming a lot more plush. So it will keep you warmer.
Yeah, and then when you're at home, making sure you take it out of its bag straight away, you hang it up, you air it out, and then you store it in that packing cube when you're not using it, because when you compress the down over a long period of time, it kind of destroys it. So letting it fluff out will keep it nice and fluffy.
Yeah, so you want to air it out for at least 24 hours and not on a humid day, so there's no moisture in the air that's going to be getting into the bag, because if you store it and there's a little bit of moisture there, you can end up with a bit of mold or mildew building up, which you don't want. Obviously sometimes our bags get dirty, so it's worth just saying the best thing to do, if you can, if you've got a bit of dirt or sand or grit there, spot cleaning it just with some non-detergent soap and a bit of water, and just trying to not get it on the down, so just pulling out the area that it is and then just dabbing at it to clean it up. That's probably the best thing for any marks, but then obviously sometimes you're going to need to wash the bag, so the best thing to do is to put it on a wash cycle with 2 rinses and have it on a really gentle cycle. Then once you've done that, you can use I got it. Oh, she's on it. You can use this, which is a technical down wash by Nick Wax, so that's really good then to wash it through with that. Once you've done that, putting it on a very low heat in a tumble dryer and adding in a couple of balls, so pick some clean balls, like tennis balls is really good, and then that just helps like dry out the down, because it kind of batters it around as it goes round, and then leave it out again even another 24 hours just to make sure it's completely dry before you store it away.
And so that you don't have to do that as often, make sure you have a sleeping bag liner in your bags. There's heaps of different types out there, like Cedar Summit, silk, fleece, whatever, but it makes such a difference.
Yeah, you can get some that are really small and lightweight, which would just be for hygiene reasons to look after your bag. But then if you are tossing up between what temperature rating you want your bag to be, then getting a thermal liner will be a really good option to add on like 10% or 15% of extra warmth into that bag if you then just wanted to use that to bulk it out over winter and make it a bit warmer.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. And the biggest thing about Nemo, favourite thing,
their warranty. Their warranty is sick. It's lifetime, so lifetime of the product. Their aim is to keep heaps of stuff out of landfill as much as they can. So if you ever have anything go wrong with your bag, even if it's your fault, you can bring it back in, or any Nemo retailer, and they'll work with you to repair it, replace it, whatever they've got to do, because these things are supposed to last years and years, decades. So yeah,
we always say like, buy once, buy well, it's gonna last you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wicked.
Cool.
Hopefully this was super helpful. If you have any more questions, pop them in the comments or just come in and see us. We love to chat about gear, as you can probably tell.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.